Hello, people. It's your boy Osman. Manchester United have just lost to bottom of the table. Their only other win was against Newcastle. They've come to Old Trafford and they've done an absolute job on us. 38-year-old Jagielka, man of the match for me has to be Jagielka. I don't know who's been awarded it, but mate, they didn't even have enough players to make the bench. They didn't even have enough players to make the bench. I've got Arsenal fans in here fucking laughing at me in the chat. Oh God, people say shocking result. Obviously, listen, I'm here for the banter. Obviously, we deserve it. I'm not gonna shy away. I'm someone that gives the banter out by all means all the time. So we're gonna take it as well. And so by all means, listen, I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. We've got about 20, 30 minutes of the show. Listen, I'm laughing because I'm so ashamed of that performance. If I don't laugh, I'd cry. I'm joined by the homie, Kojo, bro. I know you're pissed because they're defending not only for the first, that second goal, man. That is,
Bro,
we get
bro,
into the second, but bro. Oh, God, what are you saying, Mose? Oh, God, here we
what
go.
did I say? What did I say on the preview? What did I say on the preview? I said my exact words were, "You do not drop any points against a team that's won one league game the whole season."
The
What
Newcastle
did
as
they
well,
do
by the
today?
way. Fucking hell.
What we've joined Steve Bruce. I have. You know what it is, yeah? What it is? I try my best to hold my tongue because we're top. Well, we were actually top of the league. We're not anymore. I might as well kill that off now. We're doing well. We're doing
Yeah,
that.
there's so many rival fans in this chat, man. Patience,
Bruv,
go
let them come through. Let them come through. Because today, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. These players need to understand what they've actually achieved today. This is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. Yeah, you do not lose to a team that is bottom of the table. You do not lose to a team that's won one league game this whole season and drawn two others. Also, here's a record for you guys to wonder about. Twice this season, they've able to score more than one goal inside the league game.
It's against us, isn't it?
There you go.
I knew it was as well. Look, first and foremost, I'm just gonna throw this out here because I don't. It's a bit of a weird one for me. I know you're probably more pissed than me. The reason I'm not as pissed as you, as people know, is obviously a lot of my friends are Sheffield United fans, and obviously I'm happy for them. I know it's a bit weird one. Obviously I'm pissed for us, but I'm happy for them at the same time. They're not really bantering me. They're just more happy more than anything. But listen, from a Manchester United perspective, look, at the end of the day, it's nothing short of disgrace. Someone just, my uncle actually in the family WhatsApp group just bought that Liverpool winners got to the players' head, and they were so complacent today. From the first 10 minutes of the game, right, you could just see the players were just not up for it. What they do? Look, you can say what you want about Oli, but the team selection spot on, yeah. I'm not hearing this tell us Shaw thing. Shaw's not making that much of a difference. Let's cut the bullshit, right? Shaw's been good, but Shaw not playing is not the reason why we not performed. That's nonsense, yeah. So I'm not hearing that. There was nothing wrong with the team selection. Okay, fair enough, Pogba's too deep. You could argue that. But listen, regardless of what Ollie has said to the players, yeah, there's no way he's told them to pass the ball around like a bunch of I don't want to swear, I've already sworn. A bunch of twats, right? Just passing it around casually, no intensity whatsoever, and there's no desire to do anything with the ball. We're getting the ball and we're just passing it around. Like, honestly, Lancey's put titles for this dropping points. Obviously, he's the West Ham fan. That's crack up. Let's see what Kish has put. I feel like he's not become unreliable. Never. Well, shit. Who are you talking about? Was De Gea the main culprit today? Okay, that's the question. Should we start with De Gea? Kojo, what are your thoughts on? Is it a foul for you first and foremost? Should we ask
No, it's not a foul.
So
no,
what are your thoughts on De Gea? I know, obviously, I know your thoughts on the second goal, but for the first goal, what are your thoughts on that one?
Well, the direction of where the header was going anyway. Don't forget, Tuanzebe lost his aerial battle as well, so that was going straight to that defender. I don't think he was going to make any save, but the fact that if you're going to go out there, you're going to claim it. One, you need to make sure you move quicker. Number two, you need to make sure you move earlier. And if you are going to go for the punch or to claim it with your hands and grab it, you need to be decisive. And he was none of those things. Zero, nada, nothing. He was pathetic in that. Yeah. And bro, what was it last week when I said to him? I said to you that I was praising him for trying to claim the ball and this, that, and the other. And now look at him.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
So yeah, it's put a reality check. Look, it is a reality check. It's not just the fans aside, right? I don't want to hear people saying, "Oh, it's a reality check for the fans." Look at them getting on the highs. This is nothing to do with the fans, right? We're just happy that we're in the conversation. I'm not, and this is me going back on my word. Look, I still think we've got a chance to win the title, although City are the clear favourites. But what I'm saying is, the fans are irrelevant. It's about the bloody players here. We've spoken so highly about the mentality of the players of late. And, Pogba did his interview before the game with Rio Ferdinand. And to be fair to Pogba, you can't really criticise him because there's no movement in front of him whatsoever at all. Like, Martial's been shocking this season, Kojo. You know how much I defend him. Everyone here in the chat everyone on every WhatsApp group is tagging me, Osman Martial question mark, because he was absolutely woeful today. Again, absolutely shocking. Rashford was terrible as well. Greenwood, I'm not even going to say anything negative about the kid because, to be honest with the guy, he's not a right winger. We know he's a striker, and he was the only one who had half a chance because of his movement off the ball. Apart from that, nobody did anything. He went around the keeper, probably could have hit it first touch. And, for me personally, coming back to the De Gea thing, mate, I said to my work colleagues messaged me. They're all Sheffield United fans, obviously. We were at Sheffield United. So he's messaging me before the game when I seen the lineup. He goes, "This one, what do you think?" He goes, "They're going to get hammered." They couldn't even feel the bench, by the way, because they had that much of a depleted squad. I think people are completely disregarding how depleted their team is. It's not even the fact that we lost to Sheffield United. This isn't even their flipping second team. This is like the third team. Apart from the midfield three, this is like their third team. They got a 38-year-old at the back in Jagielka. They couldn't even complete the bench. They got that much of a depleted squad. Their squad is down to the bare bones, right? So make no mistake about it. This is an absolute disgrace from us. But De Gea, right? I was saying to my mate, all you gotta do is park the bus. You will get a chance from a set piece. That's what I said to him. Park the bus, because they don't normally park the bus, Sheffield. They try to play football. I said, if you park the bus, try to play on the counter with Burke up front, you'll get a chance, and you just gotta take it. Or you'll get a chance from set piece. And what was that? What happened? Like, both of us technically come from set piece, second one as well, although it was like a recycled nonsense.
But bro, do it is though. The hair is only a part of the problem, because whether it's Maguire and Lindelof, whether it's Maguire and Bailly, whether it's Maguire and Tuanzebe, we keep conceding from these set pieces.
Same goal.
It's the same over and over. It's the same thing over and over. So whether he comes to claim the ball or not, it goes past him. Whether they win, they try and challenge in the air or not, we still concede goals one way or another. He's just a part of the problem, but we still can't defend any set pieces, and it's getting on my nerves because, bro, remember we highlighted this earlier this year that we were conceding the same goals last year also.
Bro, how many corners are we going to concede? Like, I know we scored a corner first time in 90 years, but how many corners are we going to concede, bro? I could name
how many
top of my head, bro. We conceded a corner against Sheffield United the first game when we beat them 3-2. It was exactly the same scenario. Do these guys do homework? The Sheffield United against us, right? Literally, when we played them at Bramall Lane, we beat them 3-2, right? They scored from a corner, McGoldrick scored it. They did the exact same thing. They packed everyone under here. No one thought, let me stand in front of De Gea and make sure they can't block him off. People said the Billy Sharp thing's a foul. Listen, I couldn't give two shits if it's a foul or not. You got to still get your hand to the ball. It doesn't matter if it's a foul. He's barely touched him. Like, he's okay. It's probably done enough to impede him. You know how football is these days. And, it probably is a foul or whatever. But it's soft. And like you said, man, De Gea is only part of the problem. Like, what are your thoughts on just the manner in which you build attacks, man? It's not even just this game. That Wolves game, by the way, the one that we won in the last kick of the game, we were shit in that game as well, by the way. People have completely forgotten and just papered over the cracks because we won due to a dodgy deflection. And look, at the end of the day, like, it's been coming. Like, we can't keep going behind. In my head, I'm thinking we're going to keep a clean sheet today, Kojo. I'm thinking if we don't keep a clean sheet today and hit it for like 3, 4, 5, we're never going to catch up to Man City in terms of goal difference. Forget the goal difference. We're not going to catch up to them in terms of points if we continue to play with this lack of sort of desire and enthusiasm, man, to pass the ball forward. It's just too slow.
You know, this is why I have been begging for a striker that moves, and I needed Cavani to start this game, even though yesterday I said Martial and Cavani, didn't I? That was my thing. I wanted Van der Beek, Pogba and Bruno to start. That's what I wanted, and Matic just behind them. And the reason I said that is because I know Martial loves ball to feet. The thing about Martial is, yes, I've criticized him, but if I'm going to just analyze his game without criticism, at the end of the day, he loves the ball coming to feet so he can take on players. That's part of his game. That's part of what he likes to do. And we all knew that Sheffield United were not going to come and play an open game against us. So you have to try and exploit movement. You need to do that because when they play so many men behind the ball and you pay the ball back to goal, you don't even for someone like Jagielka, he doesn't have to worry about pace. It's all about experience. It's all about what am I going to do to
38.
Exactly. So I wanted someone with movement, and alongside him, like I said to you, I feel like he needed this game. It's a game against a team that's bottom of the table. So surely this is a confidence builder. Get a goal or two, get your confidence up, or maybe an assist, and have someone next to him that moves. Greenwood likes ball to feet, but more importantly, he's playing on the right wing. Can't even blame him. Marcus Rashford. And the issue why I wasn't so sure about 4-3-3 and starting Telles, because I also wanted Telles to start. But the issue is this, bro. When Luke Shaw has played well this season, and recently, like in this period of time recently this season, Cavani as a striker has always stayed in the middle. And if he drifts, it's very slightly to the left. And then Rashford has him on the left side. So he knows what his combination is with Shaw and Rashford. So if you are Telles, who hasn't started that many games this season, and you're playing on the left side, the one thing you do not want is Rashford to start there, and at some point Martial's there. Then those two are in the middle, and then Bruno's there. And then when Bruno moves, you're there by yourself. Like there's no certain link up that makes you feel like you have a pattern to build something. And the only time he was able to make something happen when he played that ball across was when Bruno was in his position and made the run in behind the defense to try and find Martial, who I think should have committed more to that challenge, but I guess he's never been someone that really commits to duels like that in the air too tough. So fine. But this is why we struggle today, because when you pick a lineup, you have to make sure it makes sense and everyone has to know their role. So if Telles hasn't started with someone too tough, you have to say, yo, stay on your side, stay there, help the guy, and let everyone else build on the other side, because he's going to struggle. It's very simple. We saw it today. He suffered. And in the little cameo that Shaw had, Shaw was working much better with whoever was on the left side with him because he's been there with those guys before. That's not a Telles problem. You know what I'm saying? So that's more like a player problem / an Ole problem. That's two things to blame there. That's why we weren't building these attacks so well. And apart from actually, Pogba gave the ball away once, but it didn't lead to anything. But he did give away quite sloppily that I can remember. But apart from him, really, everyone else was just very, very sloppy on the ball. There was no sort of urgency. He wasn't urgent either. In my opinion. But there was no real sort of grasp of the game. Like
I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. Someone's put in the chat here that played Mata. I'm really surprised he subbed on Van der Beek over Mata. Like that game was crying out for one Mata's quality and his movement in behind, man. It really was like against the low block. I was like, they parked the bus, right? Who's one of the most creative players who got on the bench? Mata. Like he probably would have unlocked the door, or if not, made that running behind, which he's so good at doing. So I know you brought Van der Beek on, and people can say, "Oh well, that's kind of what you fans wanted." First and foremost, right? He subbed on Van der Beek when we conceded the second goal. We needed to win the game. Do people
it doesn't make sense, does it? It doesn't make sense.
Understand? People are thinking, "Oh, he's going for it now." Bro, go for it as soon as we scored the flipping first one. Or like there's 20 minutes on the clock before they scored their second goal. We need to win. Why are you rolling the dice when we've conceded? This is why I criticize Oli. Why do you need to wait until we're losing to show a bit of bollocks? Like, we needed to win. Like, why wait to go another goal behind? Like, I just don't get it. Like,
if we say this, we're criminals, you know? If we say this, we're criminals.
He could have just subbed off Tuanzebe on the 17 minutes. These lot aren't even offering anything going forward. Let's just go for it. Let's put someone extra on and overload. Because when Van der Beek came on, okay, granted, they did well holding off for the last 10 minutes. But it looked like we might score because we were all over them. It was just they were holding on. And you got to give credit to them. They're flipping defended valiantly. But from our perspective, like, we're trying to play for the title. And this is what the play. There is no urgency. My cousin here, where's he put it? No urgency, absolutely embarrassing. That comes from Pogba, that comes from Matic, that comes from Telles, that comes from Bruno. Why is Bruno on the halfway line? About 70%. Pogba's there, bro. Why do you need to come stand on top of him and collect the ball? Stand in number 10, bro. What you doing? Like, did you notice that, Kojo? Just constantly dropping deep. Just don't come in. You know, we've got Pogba and Matic there. Bruno doesn't need to be there. Like, what were your thoughts on that midfield? Because for me personally, it's our best midfield. Yeah, they've been brilliant together, them three. And today they were just shocking in terms of tempo. It was non-existent.
There was no cohesion between the three of them, which was so scary to see. I can't remember how many passes Pogba and Bruno made to each other, let alone made any passes that made some sort of difference in the game. And I can talk about a lot of things for that. I can talk about movement. I can talk about this, that, and the other. By the end of the day, all of them were just poor. They were poor. The only time I could praise Matic was when he had that one-on-one where I think it was McGoldrick that's running at him.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It was bad.
And he managed to stop him. Apart from that, nothing performance. Pogba, like I said, I don't think he done too much wrong, but then he didn't do too much right either. It was a very, very average performance. Bruno Fernandes, some of the passes he was attempting at times just baffled me.
It's too deep as well, man. Like, I just don't
because he has such a.
But when we've got Pogba next, back in the day when we used to see let me just, I'm trying to think. Imagine we got Pereira playing, right, or someone like that, or Fred and McTominay, right, and Bruno's playing in calm. Then I'd understand it because you got Fred and McTominay's inability to pass the ball through the lines is there for everyone to see. But when you got Paul Pogba there, right, Bruno, stay in your. And then again, I'm not criticizing Bruno. This was everybody. I know it was difficult for him to find space in the midfield. I'm not saying that because they made it very difficult. That they suffocated him. But him coming deep is not helping us at all.
But bro, sorry to cut you off, but the reason why I feel that is, and I'm not trying to. I hope people listening to this don't think I'm trying to put a blame game on Martial. This is part to do with him, but also to do with the manager as well. It's again when you're playing against a team that defends so deep, so they're gonna have all their numbers back. If your striker is not someone that makes moves in behind and moves a lot to trouble the defense or is looking for link up, your most creative midfielder has only two options. Either he tries to make those runs in behind by himself, hoping that someone else can find him, or he's going to be so desperate to get the ball that he's going to fall back and try and get on the ball himself. I'm not trying to give Bruno a sort of, I don't know, some sort of like chance with this kind of, it's not no excuse. I'm not trying to give him an excuse because you're right.
It's a very valid point. And when he did run in behind, he was through one-on-one. And he completely messed it up. It was a great pass by Pogba. No, don't get me wrong. It's not easy to bring that down. So I'm not going to sit here and say it should. It is what it is, isn't it? Like it's not easy. But I hear that. But the issue is another problem is we don't have players running past the flipping. For example, if Pogba's got the ball, it's like he's not allowed to run past Bruno. It's when he is, he's been dangerous this season. I was screaming, push Pogba further forward. I just don't get the in-game management. The first 15 minutes, right, of the game, it's quite clear what the system is. They're trying to sit back and they're trying to hit on the counter. So why have you got two DMs there? Why is Pogba still? Ollie should be okay, fair enough. We were expecting them to offer something going forward, but they're not Pogba. So go forward. Matic is behind you, and they're not offering jack shit. They were just kicking the ball long, literally, and they were hoping someone gets to the end of it. They had Billy Sharp up top, like. He's at 34, no pace, nothing, bro. And Pogba should have been playing practically alongside Bruno. They should have been playing in and around the box, getting people running back. The thing is, right, if you actually look at that game, our best attacker, and it's not even close, was Wan-Bissaka. It's not even close. He was clear above everybody. The only person who did everything. Put one in the play for Rashford, he puts it wide. And he was the only one doing showed any form of urgency. And he's been getting so much shit from our fan base, right? Saying the guy just to do X, Y, Z. At least he flipping tries to make something happen. Like, these guys need to, at least he showed urgency. Okay, sometimes it doesn't come off. But at least he's trying to move the ball quickly. At least he's trying to beat his mind. Nobody else has done shit that game. And in general, he always tries to move the ball quickly. And, it comes down to, patterns of play, man. Obviously, that's from the coaching, but the players as well. There's no way Ollie's gone in prior to game 7 or pass the ball slowly, boys. Take your time with it. Come on, man. We have to beat Arsenal now. Obviously, I was hoping we'd beat them anyways, but bro, we have to beat Arsenal now, don't we?
Will we beat Arsenal? That's the question. Because the way they're playing right now is putting us to shame after this performance. Anyway, we've been decent or good. Actually, I say good. We've been good recently until obviously this shocking performance. We cannot play like this against Arsenal. I'm sorry. You play like this against Arsenal, you're done. It's done. It's already game over if you play like this against Arsenal. The way we need to play against them needs to be completely different. And I'm stating the obvious. That's me being Captain Obvious. But obviously I'm going to say that because what we saw today was that, like, I don't care. This is why sometimes I don't care about stats. Maybe someone will come say, oh, control possession, we did this, we did that. I don't give a F about any of that rubbish, to be honest. The most important stat is the scoreline.
100%.
And look what happened today. So Arsenal needs to be a bounce back for one of many reasons, but the main two being we need the bounce back straight away. United had some shocking losses in the past before. I'm not trying to sit here and trying to act like I'm overreacting. Like, it's happened before with United. I've been to flipping South End and watched Freddie Eastwood bang a free kick against Rooney, Ronaldo, all those guys on the same day. So it's happened. It's fine. But the bounce back needs to happen against a big team because me and you, Usman, have said our record against the top 6 this season has not been good enough. And 2, because we haven't been Arsenal in ages. So as far as I'm concerned, if there is a time to bounce back quickly and get your feet back up in this title race or whatever we're supposed to be in, you better make a statement. It has to be against.
If you drop points against look, if anyone's watched this, if you're watching and repeat, I'm not overreacting and saying, we're all the tires, X, Y, and Z, all doom and gloom. I'm talking about this game in isolation here. So first and foremost, the game is an absolute disgrace. I don't think anyone's going to deny that as a United fan. However, as you mentioned, if we do come back against Arsenal and we get the W, then it's all rosy in the garden, really, because obviously, we still need the top. It's not a disaster, but in terms of what Wassa just said here, we need to wake up and play with a bit more urgency and desire. It's been an issue for ages. We said on the preview, Cody, yesterday, I posed you the question, when was the last time we played well in the first half? Against who? I literally asked this, if you haven't watched the preview, right, I literally asked the question last night because I've been saying it for time. We don't start games well. When was the last time? And everyone was like, Leeds. But that was it. We can't think of any other games that we thought, start. Maybe Sheffield United. Like, I don't even know. Like, maybe
one game.
Exactly, one game in the last 10. And people can say, but we've been getting wins, and you've been sat here saying, that's the most important thing. Listen, the problem is right. It's the mentality of the club. Like, for me personally, the players, right, and obviously I don't know in it because it's just a one game. I don't want to overreact. Obviously, everyone's going to lose games like this. You've seen, Liverpool drop points to Fulham, Newcastle, etc., etc. So it's going to happen. But what I'm saying is, when there's that much of a drop off in intensity, and even like I'm thinking, we go 1-1, Koja, right? And I'm thinking, what? Do not deserve shit from this game. I was saying that 1-1. Don't deserve anything from this game. We really don't deserve anything. Even a draw for me, I felt dirty taking a draw off them because they wanted it more than us. But I was like, we got 20 minutes, right, to win the game. Go and win the game. And similar to Crystal Palace last year, we flipping go and concede. And it's one of the shittest goals I've seen. Look, I keep saying this, but we don't concede any good goals. The Liverpool goal, the first one from Salah, fair play, great pass, great finish. But if you look from a Man United perspective, it's embarrassing defending. No one's pressing him, shows out of position, but you got to give credit to Salah. It was fantastic finish, right? We concede some of the shittest goals that you've seen in League One. I can't even remember the passage of play. I've just watched it back on BT, but I remember distinctly Maguire passing it to De Gea, which for me, when he's about 3 yards away from him, just hits it out for a goal kick. He doesn't do that. I would corner even. Doesn't do it. Goes to De Gea. And I know you don't think De Gea is our fault. But for me, De Gea just put it into the stands, bro. He passes it straight to a Sheffield United player, who then passes it to Berg, who's in the exact same position he was for the previous shot that got blocked. And then nobody presses him. No one closed. They were just showing it was Martial and Matic's fault. They were the closest to the ball. And Martial, by the way, right, is fucking lazy. What was he doing today? And I've been someone who's been defending him. The guy presses nobody, man. Cavani's been put into shame. Where's your desire to win the ball back? The man is just fucking walking around 2 miles per hour. Win the ball back, man. Like, go and win the ball back. Or at least point yourself around, Berg, or whatever. Do something. People have been saying he's lazy for years, and I've been defending him. But I can't defend that utter shit. Today he was lazy. Like, Koja, what are your thoughts for that second goal, man? It's just, bro, it's shambolic. Like, bro, it's not schoolboy. It's worse than schoolboy. I'd be pissed if my year sixes did that.
I've said, anyone that's listened to my podcast or watched my podcast, I've done 150 episodes, and all of them I've complained about defending. that goes down as one of the worst defensive goals I've ever conceded. We've ever seen. I've ever seen or seen us concede.
Bad.
I can't even speak the English properly. Do you know what it is, yeah? The reason why I didn't go to De Gea is because of what you said. Maguire, in a high pressure situation, passes the ball to him 3 yards away from him. You are literally here and here, and you pass the ball.
Man.
So exactly, because then I'm thinking, if I'm trying to think if I'm on the pitch, I'm gonna think, yo, we're under pressure. This is get the ball away somehow. There's no time to think. You know what I mean? And if you try to put your foot in it through, you're thinking, well, in that short second, you might be thinking maybe it hit someone or. So he just kicks it somewhere. He's seen a space and he's just gone. Go wherever he can do from there. That's why I don't blame him too tough, because Maguire should not be making that pass in the first place. Yeah. Also, I'm happy that you talk about Martial, because the way he gave the ball away and there was no urgency for him to chase back the ball at all.
Bro, come on, man. Rashford gave it away and he ran back and committed a foul.
Thank you. So, but then even with that, bear in mind they played the ball around a couple of times. And then he got blocked, and he went back to them, and they played the same sequence.
It was again. The exact same man in the same position. He did a move.
Again.
He did a move.
He didn't move. He didn't need to move.
Yeah, can you imagine? Man did not move. He took a shot. He got blocked. He came back against Man United title contenders, right? Man didn't move. And
bro,
take a touch and get a clean shot. There's no one there.
This is why I criticize defending so much, because this is not the only game I've watched today, by the way. And in all of these games that I've watched today, one way or another, defenders don't know how to close down anymore. They don't know how to mark. They don't know how to clear their lines. There's always a desire to try and play the ball from the back, even when there's no reason to play the ball from the back, all that nonsense. Yeah. That's what's happening with this team also. And the quicker that the manager can get that out of their system, the better. I don't care if you're playing Sheffield United or Real Madrid. If you need to clear your lines, clear your lines. If you need to mark, you mark. And when you need to close down, for sake, learn how to do it. Your centre-backs, your defenders. You are defenders. I'm tired of this. When we signed, listen, bro, I'm not even trying to rip into him, but when we signed Maguire, a lot of it was, oh, he can ball play, and they need someone that can bring the ball out from the back and all that. How about his tackling? How about his marking? I'm not saying he's shocking at it, but he's not flipping fantastic at it. And this is the problem. This is the problem about football in general. So it's not only just him. Trust me, because I can go through the whole team. I've praised Lindelof before. Lindelof makes the same silly, stupid mistakes. I've praised Bailly before. Against Tottenham, he put the ball across the box when we're down to 10 men. We conceded the fourth. Like, I could go on and on, and it's just it's not just a United thing. It's not just a United thing, but
bro, how many games have we conceded goals have we conceded this season? Like,
same corners, same passes, same through balls. Magoljik having a one-on-one with Matic is very similar to that Istanbul game, except that Matic had the sense to stay back. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, as much as I get mad, and I'm not going to ever change my standards, because this is the new era of football and this is how teams defend. But the way this defending was today was absolutely sickening.
Bro, they're not learning from the mistakes. They're not learning.
They're not learning anything. Nothing's improved.
The exact same goals we conceded.
Nothing's improved.
Even the commentator was absolutely perplexed that we conceded that goal. He was that. I think it was Chris Sutton actually who was on the commentary. I don't even remember. I think it was Chris Sutton. He was so shocked that a team of our caliber, right, can concede the same pattern of opportunity within the flipping same test. So, bro, if I'm playing 7-7 with my boys, right, and that one guy's got a shot, and the next time he's coming around like a roundabout, I'm like, shit, I need to go across and cover it. Bro, what kind of title race are these? I'm going to come back to Martial. If we're meant to be in a title race, you got players like Martial on the pitch doing shit like that, and Matic as well. No desire. Bro, do you guys want to win the game or not? The first game we played against the bloody Dean Henderson made a mistake. Now, De Gea's made a mistake for the first goal. Also, I've got to throw this out. We haven't even mentioned it at all, but the officiating was an absolute flipping disgrace. I'm not saying that's the reason we lost the game, and I'm happy that I'd rather we have lost the game because they need to wake up. Because I'd rather lose today than lose to bloody Arsenal, because I'm not having that. flipping them doing a double over this season. So I'd rather lose today and the players have a slap in the face. Because if they perform like this against Arsenal, it could be humiliating because it was that shit. But in terms of the officiating, if you're going to say that the here one is not a foul, how on earth is the Maguire one a foul? I mean, Martial finally scores the shittest goal you'll ever see, but it could have done the world a good to him for the rest of the game. Who bloody knows? But I just, Cody, what are your thoughts on that, man? I know it's not really, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we lost fair and square. But like, how poor is that, man? It's unbelievable.
Football has become a very, very soft game. In what world is that a free kick?
Neither of them are fouls, really.
But goalkeeper's looking at the ball, Maguire's looking at the ball. When Maguire realizes that Ramsdale's next to him, he turns his back and he just covers because he doesn't want to get clattered into. And that's a foul. Are you kidding me? He blew the whistle before the ball even hit the back of the net. Yeah. That's how convinced he was. And they went to VAR and they still...
No, he didn't go to VAR. I did not hear.
Okay, so there you go then.
No,
that's not a foul in a million years.
Apparently the rule is because he blew it too early, it can't go to VAR because...
Oh, so there you go.
They can't overturn it because it's not going to be a penalty.
Yeah, because it won't count as a goal.
It's not going to be a penalty because obviously it's a foul to them. There's nothing to overturn. It would have to be a drop ball, and they're not going to do that.
In what world is that a foul, though? In what world? This is what I'm talking about. This is as much as I love football, and I'll never go back betray. I love the game. I'm a coach. I will always be part of the game. But bro, in what world is that a foul? And like you said, it's not an excuse for the loss. At the end of the day, we deserve to lose. But in what world is that a foul? I've said that like 5 times now because I have to genuinely ask.
It's absolutely shocking.
It's just poor. It's just poor.
Yeah. Just to finish off, obviously, before we go in terms of what we can take away. I say this every video, but I don't know why I'm saying it today. But what can we take away from that game? Because I don't know what to say, man.
What can we take away from the game? All I'll say is this: go to watch Rio Ferdinand and Pogba's interview. That's what you can take away from this game. That's better than what we've witnessed in the last 90 minutes. Don't waste your time with this game, bro.
Look, people are gonna say, "Oh, Pogba this X, Y, and Z." He needs to win trophies, man. Look, Bruno's gonna leave as well at some point soon. Look, again, people can say, "Oh, you were singing 21 the other day. Look at you after one loss." Hear me out. The reason I'm saying this is because if you can't beat Sheffield United, bottom of the table, with now players out who can't fill their bench with players, right? And on top of that, you're conceding goals like this every single week, right? And they got Jagielka at the back, 30-year-old Jagielka. What hope do we have? Like, they had everything stacked against them on top of the fact that they only got 5 points. You can't play a worse team, basically, in terms of you're talking about Liverpool's injuries. These men have got both the main centre-backs out. They got the main striker out. They got the flipping main full-back out. And then the Stevens, he's not playing either. And they're flipping last. They're on worst form. They haven't even got subs off the bench. The guys that come off the bench aren't really top. I know Berg scored off the bench. But they're not really players that you think, oh, he's going to pose the threat. And we lost. And we deserve to lose. That's the thing. Like, they wanted it more than us. It meant everything to them. And when you're in a title race, it has to mean everything to you. As some of the games that we've seen against Burnley, the players fought in that game, and I give credit to them. The players fought against Wolves, although we didn't deserve win. The players fought against Liverpool, and it meant a lot to them. Today, they showed complacency. They showed the players coming into this game with a mentality that we're at home. We just got to strut around, and you could see from the first 5 minutes the manner in which Pogba and Matic were setting the tempo, that these guys thought, no, we're in for an easy game. But boys, there's no easy game in the Premier League. We've seen that time and time again. So that's what I'll take away, Kojo. Too much complacency in the team. Hopefully, it's a wake-up call. That's what I'm hoping for. Fingers crossed.
I have nothing to add.
There's nothing to add. But listen, let us know. As always, when you watch this video, if credit to Sheffield United, look, fair play to them. They did what they have to do. I think they got Man City next, actually. So fingers crossed they can get a result against them, draw, win or lose. Well, not lose, obviously, but hopefully they can do the same against Man City, part the divorce, and make it difficult for them. But obviously, that aside, we've got to focus on ourselves. Huge game on Saturday, preview on Friday. Tomorrow, got a very special video with Neil. If you have seen my tweet, obviously you'll be aware of what's happening. I'm going to be live at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Neil's going to be sharing a story about how he battled cancer and he's continuing to battle. Obviously, definite illnesses that he's got. Hopefully that'll be a nice, uplifting, inspirational video for what is an absolute shambolic football team. But that aside, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. As always, make sure you show love to Kojo. You can find him in 3 in midfield and FS Uncut. I think that's correct. I'm pretty sure that is called.
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, listen, his links will be down in the description. Make sure you go and click on that, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back on Friday with a preview with the homies, Big Gunner, discussing Man United also. Apart from that, it's been your boys, man. Manchester United 1, Sheffield United 2. Fair play to you guys, man. We go again. We go again.